We have got to understand and accept that there are no experts on you. You happen to be the leading expert on you. Nobody knows your family dynamics, your work dynamics, what fires you up and what cranks you off. Nobody does except you. Because I have to be personally responsible. I have to be accountable for my own success. Success is going to be my fault, nobody else's.
I'm part Blackfoot Indian, and I was a young guy who I always wanted to go into business. So I noticed there was an opportunity on the Puyallup Indian Reservation in Washington State. There was no pet shop. No pet shop. So I'm going to open a pet shop. I had saved $9,000 from working construction. But I'm also a young guy who likes car stereos, so I opened America's only stereo and pet shop. True story. It's called Woofers and Tweeters.
And I discovered one thing. We could make money doing that because it was an unusual idea. But I hated going to work because you're supposed to like what you do, and the pet shop business is not for me. I just absolutely hated it. And the other thing I've discovered is that animals eat each other. They're predator and they're prey. Honestly, we had a snake who would sneak out and eat my parakeets at night. You can't make money when your inventory is in a state of natural selection. So I tell my dad, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to do something that I like. Well, that's ridiculous. You wasted all your money there on that pet shop and that stereo store. I don't believe you did it. What are you going to do? I said, I don't know, but I'm going to do something. What do you love? I said, I love watching TV, Pop. That is no kind of business of television. You'll never, you're a pet shop manager in a small town. How are you ever going to get to be on television? I said, I don't know. My father was no encouragement at all. He said, you should stick with this. Someday, you might have 2 pet shops. Think about that. And that was the motivation I needed, to think about that double pet shop business. I dug in and tried to figure out what you're supposed to do. How would you go? Because we had no connections. We don't know anybody in radio or television. It was a ridiculous idea. 6 years from the pet shop, I ended up competing in late night TV against Johnny Carson and Dave Letterman, proving you can get anywhere you want to go if you just stay nimble, change along the way, learn what it is you need to learn to be relevant, and you get there. And anybody tells you that you can't is out of their mind. They don't know you. They don't know your drive. They don't know your family dynamics. They don't know your work dynamics. What you have to trust is yourself. When you get in a tough spot, the question you should ask is, whoa, I've never been through this before. What would I do in this situation? Because you and I need to go to the wrong meetings. You will learn things you could never learn if you only go to telco meetings. Seriously, I went to a grocery meeting in Chicago. Big Coca-Cola study was revealed. Here's what you find out. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, half of us still don't know what we want for dinner at 6. 2 hours before you're supposed to eat, you don't know what are you in this group? We're in this group. You call your spouse and say, hey, you know what you want for dinner? No, I don't know. I'm not even hungry. It's only 4. I don't know what I want. Well, okay, all right. I guess I'll go by the store and get one of them hot chickens then, I guess. That's what I'm doing. The grocery industry had to come up with a hot chicken for you because you can't decide what you want for dinner. Do you know this? 18% of the food that you buy never even makes it home. You're eating in the car on the way to some appointment. You know what that's a trend of? That's an indication that we are a time-starved society. We have no time. We can't plan meals 2 hours before we're supposed to eat it. Now, I'd never heard this put this way before. Research backed up. Took it to my next meeting, which was McCormick and Schmick's seafood restaurants. They've got 90 of these beautiful restaurants throughout North America. I convinced Doug Schmick to run his radio ads at 3:30 with the message, if you haven't decided what you want for dinner tonight, and we know you haven't, why don't you think about McCormick and Schmick's? We have 30 varieties of fresh seafood. We'll do the dishes for you. Go home to a nice, clean, warm home. He does it. Spikes revenue $2 million in 5 weeks. And you think, oh my, that's very creative, that's so inventive. No, it's not, it's theft. We stole an idea from the grocery industry and then put it on the restaurant industry. That's what I'm talking about.
Ross Shafer is a former stand-up comedian and Emmy Award-winning talk show host. He's also a restless entrepreneur who has produced 14 human resource training films and 8 business books on motivation, growth, and the customer experience.